end up in bad territory. And yeah, welcome to a pretty interesting game here in the rookie tournament, as we are back to the rookies. And obviously, as with all the casts of the rookie tournament, one of these two is mine, and this time around it's Swiftvre here on the left side in his first round game against OD1 Kenobi. And we once more will try to keep a focus on education and trying to see what both players do good, what both players could improve on, but especially focusing on my player here on the left side. As we are on Black Forest. We are here with 39th Guards Motostrelki versus 82nd Airborne, and 82nd Airborne for sure in a pretty solid pick for this map, as helicopters can be quite annoying, and forward deployment can also lead you to some good places. So I would argue down south here, it's not used too much, and up north, even there it's not that far forward, whilst my team member brings in a coup, brings in some Iglas. I worry a bit about the amount of Iglas here coming in, as there's only one, and against an airborne division you usually want a bit more AA on the start than this. You usually want to have around 300 points in AA. This here currently is only... No, it's 2 Iglas, but it's still only like close to 200. So yeah, one more coup, one more AA, like Shilka or so, or Prusa rather, in the Soviet division, could have been nice. Outside of that, a good couple of BMP3s here. What I told Swiftvre to do on this map is focusing on getting some Odleni Podechki through the forest, being annoying with them. So that might be the first one for that, or I guess this one is going up. But we have more Odleni Podechki here, some Motostrelki. Yeah, 2 more Odleni Podechki coming in here. The BMP3s going towards the center, as OD1 Kenobi is taking up ground over here. A 10 rocket around from the get-go as well. That's quite scary. The coup does have a supply truck. That's a good choice. Positioning of the coup here though, a bit questionable. Hey Tully, how you doing? As we are going in here. And this is going to be interesting. This is going to be really rather interesting. As first couple of zones are captured for OD. And yeah, BTR 60 moving towards the south. Another BTR CV moving towards the center now. But OD will get a point advantage, and that will be a problem in the long run, as point advantage on this map can be quite important, and it's already above 100 points. So a nice level up here. Motostrelkis and Saparis need to move forward. And OD's mentor, I believe, is Leifens. I believe Leifens is OD's mentor. I might be wrong, but I believe that's the case, as we have an SU-25 here coming in. Not a bad choice, but I would like to see a bit more recon here, a bit more active search for the enemy, like the Red Redka. Second Red Redka maybe would not be too bad. And then BMP3s are rather fantastic in this matchup in my eyes. And then a couple of TADBVs and you should be able to control Charlie nearly completely. Artillery-wise, you have an advantage over 82nd as well, which can be really important in the long run. You just have to make sure that the Apaches and the A-10s don't bully you into oblivion, though. CV coming in into the south. Infantry fights. 82nd, obviously not bad, but it's not as far ahead as you would expect, as it pays the extra price for forward deployment on all its infantry. So the Motostrelki and the Saperi Apio can compete there somewhat decently. So far, no Odleni Podechki moving around. A Chinook here, though, coming in south with an air rifle leader. Potentially wanting to contest the southern zone. And Swift maybe respecting his opponent a bit too much here. Maybe allowing his opponent here too much ground. And I would like to see at least a contest in the center. Like, this is too much time and zone given to the enemy. BTR now moving up. But yeah, some of these zones should be contested. Giving the enemy +2 on this map, quite painful. And in general, giving the enemy too much room to maneuver. Like, forward deployment advantage is big, but especially in this zone here, you should still be able to get a foothold in. As we see a good couple of T62 M1s coming in. Maybe a bit too many. Especially as I don't like the T62 M1 too much in this matchup. The M1 IP counters it pretty hard. It does get one-shotted by TOW2s and all of that stuff. So, not the biggest offense there. I would like BMP3s and a couple of TADBs more. As a rifle leader actually moves now per foot. Yeah, that's interesting. I guess it just doesn't want to be spotted, but it will take quite a while that way. Humvees coming around. Chinook supply moving up in north. Over here, towards the front line. So you have Fireteam 84 chilling out in the north. BMP3 together with Motostrelkis and Oleni Protégé moving up. As the T62 wave comes in. I would like to see some aggression with it at least. Like if you already bring them, attack with your BMP1s, your BMP2s. Maybe a bit too little infantry, a bit too little recon still. I like the Mi-8s. One of them, I believe, lost earlier. I like the second coup. That's a good security choice as well. Maybe even the third coup later on. But yeah, the +2 is a problem right now. 400 points on this map are a lot of points in comparison to other maps. 400 points here with only 8 points in the whole system are a lot of points. It's like 10 minutes on a +1 that Odi is already ahead here. Redka moving around in the north, still try to find more room, but yeah, Swift giving up a bit too much ground here. All around the map, being a bit too worrisome about the opponent's deck and giving the opponent a bit too much credit for their forward deployment. And that is going to be a problem. As we see more vehicles coming in here. Oleni Protégé coming in to the south. Yeah, T62 M1s moving around. I like these more against enemy divisions with a lot of IFVs or a lot of other light tanks, as they have a pretty good high alpha damage in comparison to other lighter tanks with their 16 damage gun and 10 frontal armor. So getting a plop out of them against Leo once or so can be quite nice. Against infantry divisions, I'm not the biggest fan, because infantry ATGMs do quite good damage, and especially if it is a TOW2, like TOW2 just outright murders them. And that's a problem. Apache rocket up north here, getting engaged by some infantry, but it's firing back. It's getting some good damage out there as well. Motostrelki under heavy fire. Strelki BMP moving forward as well. As the +1 here does continue. Humvee TOW moving towards the south. Kiowa moving in here as well. Chinook will be sold soon. SU-25 rocket coming up towards the Apache. Can it get the kill? Only one stinger here, so the SU-25 potentially could find a kill. It's still a good Apache hunter, but the Apache gets out of line of sight. Yeah, and that's why you kind of need a pre-user here in this matchup, so that you can stand the Apache and then kill it while it's stunned. Stinger will get a shot onto the SU-25, so SU-25 has to fall back. +1 here for Odi, still continuing, and yeah, 550 points. An absolutely insanely high number here. A-10 rocket trying to come in again, forward towards the BMP and co. But MiG-23s and SU-27, good kill there. Stinger tries to retaliate once more, gets the hit onto the MiG-23. MiG-23 hurt quite a bit, but the push over here has arrived. Though without artillery into the TOW2, into the M1 IP, will be tough. I would like to see some more damage on that. As we have the gas retreating in the south. The Barrier PO sitting in here. Airborne engineers and airborne slowly moving up there. With a good couple of more reinforcements coming in from the rear. +1 for Odi. Still taking down. I would say Odi played it decently. I just would have liked to see a bit more land grab before deployment. At least you can take this. And you can take this. Potentially even get some units in here. Like both sides maybe a bit too cautious at the beginning. Idea down here solid as well, but yeah. as said earlier, maybe unload a bit further forward. Though it keeps on the ticks for now. Big question is, can 82nd hold in the late game? Because in the late game, 39 should have the advantage with better artillery, with better tanks, and stuff like that. As though the helicopters will still be dangerous. Apaches can do a good amount of damage. We have some 40mm grenade launchers coming in. Pretty good as well. And still no CV for Swift in Bravo. So the +1 for Odie does continue. Motostrelki's marching up there in good numbers. And yeah, we're gonna see where this goes. Coop sitting in the rear. Good amount of gas getting sold. Couple more red gas. Where are they going? Okay, yeah, both going to the south. That's a good decision. Lex AA over here. The SU-27 does get a Kiowa kill in the south. Important kill there. Air rifle leader still able to push forward though. Starts to follow. And yeah, Redredka in the north standing around as well. Trying to get some spots here. Apache pretty defensive here. And doesn't want to get risked. As it actually could be used quite offensively, but obviously Odie doesn't know and doesn't see what we see. There's only really a couple of Iglas here around. No previews are to stun down or anything like that. LRS and airborne engineers moving around here. Armored vehicle here. The BMP-3 does engage against some infantry as well. And that is quite strong. If it doesn't get attacked by AT, it's a really fantastic weapon. Airborne engineer Flash over here getting hit as well. Though Sheridan's on the way, so the BMP-3 will have to be careful. Infantry in general pretty low. But Leni Podechki maybe could interfere here against the Sheridan. Maybe get the kill with the RPG-29. RPG-29, a fantastic AT weapon. But it's currently not engaging as more infantry comes in from the rear. In general, I would like to see on this map sneaking through anti-tank infantry teams is so strong. And trying to sneak one down here in the south could be really big. Getting them up here behind the enemy line, especially as on this skill level the enemy often is a bit careless about their rear. So I would have liked to see that. Civilian will arrive in the south soon, as Swift still has a one tick against him, and that's pretty scaring it in my eyes. Even though only 28 minutes, still 28 minutes remaining, +7 here is quite the difference, and this still will go on for a while, especially once the south has been taken by Ori, which it most likely will be pretty soon, with the air rifle leader pushing in deeper and deeper. Some Mi-24V coming up as well. Mi-8 helicopter flying around. Superior PO moving up there. More Motostrelki BMPs slowly coming up there as well. BMP-3 rolling forward. Airborne and airborne engineers trying their best to hold the line. As the Sheridan sits here on the edge of the forest. Airborne engineers slowly moving forward. Humvees getting retreated to the rear. Superior PO, Motostrelki BMP. And all of that slowly moving forward. As the BTR finally tries to get into the zone. I'd say Swift could have really freed the zones further south quite a while ago. Didn't do so though. And yeah, Motostrelki moving around here. Superior PO coming up. Rechvetka. More of them moving around the map. As these infantry fights now should go Swift's way. BTR has to be careful. Doesn't want to get too close to any enemy tanks or anything like that. It's actually the helicopter that already fires upon it. And that's a big problem. Kill goes out. BTR gets killed. And Swift is in issues. With more infantry here coming in. But I don't believe BMP-3s are the best unit for this territory. More infantry coming in here. The BMP-3 up on the hill. Up against an airborne. Kinda scary situation as well. Gets the stun out before the airborne can fire the second anti-tank rocket. But it is still a pretty sketchy situation here. With airborne flashes and co coming in as well. Airborne Getting another anti-tank out, not getting the hit. But South is problematic now as well, as we are down to a +4 now for Odie, as Odie also captured the south of the arrow rifle leader here, and 3 CVs down at once, +4. Massive problem here, as that is a lot of points per minute, and ever mirroring that will be a tough situation for Swift. And with only 25 minutes remaining, time is starting to run out somewhat here. It's still obviously more than half, but first couple of minutes here are played for sure, and there are problems here for the player in red, which is not great. As I said, I would first of all have focused more on the open. I would have used a bit more artillery. AA is a bit lackluster in its quality, and could have used some guns. And with the infantry, using somewhat Leni Protégé to go deep would be nice as well. T-62s, not too certain about them. In this matchup at least. Like, they are fantastic tanks, but in this matchup, I don't quite see them. I guess they could deal with Sheridans quite nicely, but the infantry support is somewhat limited, and against any bigger anti-tank weapon, it goes down pretty badly. So T-62 stopping over here. BTR 60 slowly coming up. Mi-24V AA shooting out there. As more and more units on both sides entering the battlefield, but Motostrelki kind of stranded over here. Finally find a kill, though a lot of infantry behind it as well, as both sides find some mutual destruction there. A couple of T-62s evacuated to the south, but more BMP-2s dying. BMP-1s dying. 2 Sheridans, but the rest here all red units lately. Swift is struggling to find spots for CVs. BTR 60 finally coming in, another user coming up now as well. South is contested now, but the +3 is above 1,100 points now. So Odie really doing the game well here so far, making it without making the opponent move all around the map. And yes, some enemy units die here as well. Average para, Avenger para going down, but at the meantime now Mi-8 MTA getting shot down by Stinger. Stinger's sure pretty solid AA at the moment. But, yeah. The other American divisions with the Chaparrals have an even better tool. Yes. Here you only get up to the pivot, I believe. In 82nd. Biusa rolling up, SU-25 flying in. Can that find anything? 80 S-25 against a deck with so little tanks. Kinda risky. Does it have a target? No. Doesn't have a target directly. It will get shot at. As the BTR finally makes it in here, but the +1, thanks to the northern zone still being fully in the hands of Odie, is staying neutral. Is staying blue. And that leads to 1,200 points for Odie. And Swift in really hard pressure as the T-62s try to engage in the south. M1 IP getting some shots out with SU-25 rocket AT once more coming in. If it can find an M1 IP, that would be big already. As Chaparral and Avengers moving around. Avenger, Para coming towards the south. As Swift seemingly tries to get something into Delta. But there's a Mi-8 now. Okay. Was actually finishing the job that the first one did over here. Will be interesting. +2 once more. As the north is fully occupied by blue. And this is problematic. As red has a massive push up there. But let's see if that can achieve anything. That push actually looking quite good. With the BMP3s and co. Let's see how it goes. Hello there, Nalit. How are you doing? And yeah, more MTLB snap, more T80BVs. I like that choice. I really like that choice. But unit here gets out. +2 for Odie. As the T62M1 engages over here. Ooh, Airborne finds an 84 though. Yeah, all of these are issues for the T62. That it gets hit so hard by all of these weapons and all of these tools. As hey, Nully, thanks for the Twitch Prime, much appreciated. Superior pushing forward. Airborne Engineers coming up, and you have 39. You need to use your combined arms in the open more, and that's not what we gonna have ongoing here right now. Artillery also, in my eyes, a big advantage, especially with this merchant stuff. Hey, Tully coming in with the Twitch Prime as well. Thanks, guys, much appreciated. We need a new sub goal soon. If you have any good sub goal ideas, let me know in the chat. We need a new sub goal. We need to get towards somewhere again, because I will wear the last sub goal tomorrow. Tomorrow is Steel Division League Finals. Oh no, not tomorrow. On Saturday. I will get a new haircut tomorrow though. Finally, I promise I will get there. My real hair salon, just the one that I usually used, actually just closed without me noticing. Because as you can see, I didn't went for a haircut in a while. It's just gone. Like I went Tuesday to get a haircut and it just wasn't there anymore. I was like, what do I do now? Yeah, and so now I have to get a new hair salon. Which I will do and check out tomorrow. Always a weird thing though. Yeah, and I was not a good customer. I was not a often returning customer when it comes to that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the biggest fan of getting a haircut. Always feels a bit weird. Adelina Podechki here versus Airborne engaging. BMP3s versus Airborne over here. Plus I always kind of try to make the long hair look work, but it's tough. I guess it doesn't work, but I really wanna. It just doesn't make it easier. As we have Odie here at 1,478 points. And yeah, that's obviously a lot of pressure on Swift, as 1,400 points means that Swift needs a +2 here at least soon. And that won't be easy. BMP3 is coming up. In the south, it should be doable, but you have to be careful with the TOW2. And without artillery, I believe it's a lot harder on S39 here to push against 82nd. I believe some good artillery here could help out a lot. Some good rocket artillery, anything like that. Finally, some more pre-users. And as I said, I am a fan of the TADBV here, or maybe even the TADB. I'm not a big fan of the T62. This MiG-23 ML AA went down. Second one goes down, and that's a problem as they didn't kill helicopters. And as you can see, the kill list here pretty red lately. A lot of BMP3s dying as they go into the wrong neighborhood. Eagles coming around, trying to kill something. Can the cubes find the kill? Ooh, that one goes pretty low. But it actually will survive, so Swift doesn't even get that kill. At least with the current repair time, it takes a while for that to being repaired. S25 coming up. But I would like to see Swift with 39 playing for the open. I believe that's also what I told Swift. Like, if you have the advantage with tanks on this map, you need to play around here. Like, that's where your major advantage is. Especially against the infantry division that will most likely rail you in the forest. Swift here, still struggling to find a spot. And I will see if it can be created, can be a comeback, but it will be pretty tough to get there. It will be really, really tough to get there, I fear. As BMP3s engaging in the north against LRS. LRS here under fire. BMP together with Motostrelki coming up from the north. That actually potentially might be enough. I'm not sure if it's enough ADO to follow up against the Apaches that might come from the rear. Mi-8 MTA goes down. M1 IP coming up slowly as well. Good couple of BMP3s rolling in on the other side. Pre-user for the south. I really would like to see Swift try to push for Delta. Delta is where the money is at here on this map. Delta and Echo, with them being +2 zones. But obviously it won't be easy here. And especially with the setup not quite being there, like a bit more support around here would be necessary. With T62 M1s around here. But the T80BBs actually moved up here. Oh, they moved up there. Yeah, I would really like them on the open field. More so than the forest. Like, I even like the T62s more in the forest than in the open field. BMP3s here will kill some good units. Yeah, one there going down, but the traits at the moment only equal, and they were worse before, which is not a good sign for Swift. SC-25 AT coming in. With Payusa slowly moving forward as well. More Iglas. And yeah, that's good. But doesn't really solve the situation where you need to push with the armor over the open fields to get the flags, get the points, get the W. As fighting the forest, bit of a futile effort. F-15 gets shut down by SC-25 at least, so some nice traits there. But SC-25 gets hit once more here. With Apache still flying around. Apache chilling in the rear now. T62M once and BMP one piece sitting around here, waiting for more orders. But they actually needed to push now with only 14 minutes. On this map, it's nearly impossible to come back. We will speed it up here now. See if Swift maybe finds a weakness, but it's going to be tough if you send your armored vehicles here into this area. The AT4, pretty good AT. It's not the best out there, but it's a pretty good AT nonetheless. More airborne engineers coming up. And the helicopter usage actually on Odie's side, quite good as well. As we see engagement in the north, so Perry coming around all along. CV here moves out for a second, but T80BB actually doing some action now. Could use to do a lot more though. T80BB going down there to the Apache. Not enough right AA on the right spot at the right time. So that one goes down. T62 goes down as well. A lot of BMP3s again. Helicopter getting really close there as well. As another BMP3 bites the dust. And yeah, they're relatively cheap, but they're not coming in for free whatsoever. And I'm not a big fan of these tank blobs. I'm really not a big fan of these tank blobs. We already saw a T62 blob earlier. I don't believe it will be much more successful this time around, as Odie is coming around here. Swift finally with 105 points, but it's still a lot of points to gain within only 9 minutes, and I kind of fear that might not happen here. And BMP3 trying to defend itself. Atas moving forward, getting some decent kills, and as you can see, the kill feed is only red right now. So A1 OH helicopter going down, but good engineers coming up, and Swift might start to run low on CVs here at this stage. +1 here for Odie. Really, really good. Apaches coming up in good numbers. Tokobras helping out, and the trade's just most likely going to continue. Oh, actually, to say that, a good couple of the other side have been hit as well. Retrovetka destroyed. Okay, this time it's the other way around. A lot of T62s dying onto the battlefield. SC-25 AT trying to get some shots out. Gets killed off. Yes, the Eagle at least goes down as well. But the situation is going to be an OD1. 4 minutes remaining, and 1,750 points are just way too much to beat Odie here. As we speed it up a bit. Alerts 3 minutes. And Odie keeps up the pressure. And might even win before the time limit reaches here. +1 only. So yeah, but now it's a +2. And yeah, CV's not well enough protected. Swift not quite aggressive enough throughout the game. And that will lead to Odie getting map number 1 here. Quite the interesting game. Quite good 82nd Airborne. Not actually as many helicopters as expected. And Odie here getting the W in game 1. So yeah, We will go to game 2 and then